Have you ever heard the health advice that everything in moderation is okay? Well, in my opinion, that's the most dangerous health advice out there. It's absolutely stupid. And here's why. There are some things that are fine in moderation. Maybe something like dark chocolate or organic honey or fruits. They're all really good for you, but you wouldn't want to eat them at every meal as your only meal because you are still going to jack up your blood sugar and those kind of things. But let's look at all the chemicals and foods that shouldn't be had in moderation. They shouldn't be had at all. Let's start with the number one worst offender, and this food is worse for you than sugar, and it's seed oils. This is the rancid, cheap oils like vegetable oil, canola oil, soybean oil, cottonseed, grapeseed, safflower, sunflower, all these things. They're called rancid oils because when they're heated, they completely denature and break down. They jack up your omega-6 levels and will blow all your inflammation through the roof. These are things you want to avoid at all costs. You don't want to just have them sometimes. You want to get them out of your house, and when you eat out, you want to try and choose restaurants that aren't cooking with them, although it's very hard to find. If you ask a restaurant and say, hey, can you not cook my food in vegetable oil? Normally they'll say, oh, well, our other option is canola oil. And people then ask me, which one's better? Well, neither of them. They're both awful. So if you're going to eat at that restaurant, you just have to be okay with the fact you're going to get it. But in general, you want to try and avoid all of those oils as much as you can, heated or not heated. They're really, really, really bad for you. And like I said, much worse than sugar. Then you've got things like chemicals, like artificial sweeteners, food dyes, all these things that in many countries are getting banned, but not here in America. We let them just continue to pump this garbage into our food. And again, none of that is good in moderation. I have a 6-year-old daughter, and thankfully she's kind of learned that she feels sick if she has food dye, but she'll be at a birthday party or something like that, and I'll hear parents say, oh, it's okay if they just have a little bit. Well, it's not, because it's so toxic to their body. It's poisonous, it's full of inflammation. You wouldn't feed that garbage to your dog or your cat, yet we feed it to our kids. Hey, Dr. Rodney here. If you want to get my free PDF, 5 Hacks for Boosting Your Immune System, just go into the description of this video, click on the link, download it, and if you have any questions on it, just send me a message and I'll help you out with it. Then we've also got fast food. Fast food is our ultra-processed, full of trans fat garbage. And again, none of this is fine in moderation. I know when I was young, we would have McDonald's after our weekend baseball game. I look back now, and my parents didn't know any different. And sure, I've grown up fine, but my children won't be eating that stuff even every now and then because it's so bad. The trans fats and the hydrogenated vegetable oils and everything that they cook in and they use, and even the products that they're using as food is just terrible. So when you look at that, none of that is good in moderation. So I would argue you never want seed oils, you never want food dyes and artificial sweeteners like aspartame and Splenda. It's all garbage. And you definitely don't want ultra-processed fast foods. Now, there are some fast food places that are going to be using real meat and things like that they are technically fast food, but it's not your McDonald's, KFC, Pizza Hut, that kind of thing. But in general, the standard fast food restaurants that we all know, it's all ultra-processed foods. So absolutely not in moderation for those things. Now, if it's something that's not in that category, like a more natural sugar, like I started this video with, then yeah, you can have that to a degree, but again, you can overdo it. So there's even a lot of foods out there that we're being told are healthy that are full of lectins. So a lot of plants that are very high in lectins, which will tear up your gut. So here's another one that I'd say is either you have it in very minimal moderation, or again, not at all. If you're someone who's dealing with leaky gut, then it's not a good idea to go and eat lectin-fueled foods because it's just going to blow you up. So again, is moderation a good advice to you? No, not at all. So if you're going to follow any kind of general rule, follow the 90-10 rule, where 90% of the time you eat really, really healthy, and 10% of the time you indulge, but you try and make those healthier choices. So if you're going to have something sugary or sweet, if it's made at home, you might have cooked with coconut oil or used cassava flour or arrowroot flour. So you're just getting some sugar, but not everything else. So it's about trying to make that 10% healthier, but not trying to live to perfection, which is going to create more stress and will cause you to just give up on all of it, and then you'll eat worse than you did before. So next time you hear someone say everything is fine in moderation, you can tell them that is really bad advice and you probably shouldn't be sharing that. So if this is the kind of information that's going to help you with your health, click that subscribe button. I release 3 videos every week. We look at different research that's out there, different chronic health sufferers and what they're dealing with and how we help those people, and sometimes general health advice like this.